What is up, everybody? Today we're going to do some two-step equations, or multi-step equations, depending on what we end up with. Guys, in order to do two-step equations, it's going to really help you out because you've done graphing of absolute value, you've seen the parent function of absolute value, but now when you're solving absolute value, you're going to have two of these equations. So today we're going to practice on doing one equation, and then tomorrow we'll start looking at splitting up absolute value into two equations. So if you could do the stuff today, then solving absolute value is going to be super duper easy. So let's give this a shot. This is going back to Algebra 1 in 8th grade math. So let's see how you do. All right, we have a two-step equation here. I see that I want to get a by itself. So in order to get a by itself, I'm not going to move the 4 first. I've got to move the 2 first. And what you do to one side, you do to the other. So I see a plus 2. So the opposite of plus 2 is very, very easy. Subtract 2. But what you do to one side, you do to the other. And if you want to make a little bridge there to put two sides, that's perfectly fine. So 6 minus 2, folks, is 4. So 4 equals, I have a over 4 left because these 2's canceled out. So now I went from a two-step equation down to a one-step equation. Isn't this so beautiful? All right, now a is being divided by 4, so the opposite of divide by 4, you just always do the opposite, is times 4. And what you do to one side, you do to the other. So these 4's cancel out. 4 times 4 is 16. Therefore, a equals 16. You see what I did, folks? Always move the constant first. If you can, move the constant, and then move the coefficient. Okay, coefficient. I believe that's it. All right, move the constant, move the coefficient. If you could do that, we can do that. Let's try two more problems really quickly. Let's see how you do. All right, so now in this case, I've got a plus 9 and I got a 3. Now you're going to think to move the 9 first, which is definitely not right because the whole side is being divided by 3, so you got to multiply the whole side by 3. All right, so v plus 9. So these 3's cancel out. So now I got v plus 9 equals 8 times 3 is 24. And look, we went from a two-step equation down to a one-step, and that's how it's going to work every single time. So let's change the color here. Now in order to get rid of the plus 9, you just subtract, and what you do to one side, and if you want to make your bridge, you do to the other. And so you get v equals 24 minus 9 is your 15. All right, any questions there? You can pause it and look back on it. But if the whole side is being divided by 3, then that's when you multiply the whole side by 3. Okay? What you do to one side, you do to the other. See how multiply by 3, multiply by 3. I subtract 9, subtract 9. Okay? Whatever you do to one side, you do to the other. Let's do one more quick problem here. Uh-oh, we got parentheses. Oh, snap. I pretend that this 2 right here, well, we don't even have to subtract. We can multiply or we can divide. Let's go ahead and most of you are probably going to multiply first. Let's just try it that way, and then I'll show you the quick way. So 2 times n is 2n. 2 times 5 is 10. I like to say this guy's at the front door, and he's got to say hi to everybody inside. That way they don't think he's stuck up. So he said hi to the n. Now he said hi to the 5, and it equals -2. And what did I say move first? You always move the constant first. So we're going to subtract 10 from both sides. Remember, you can draw your bridge if you want, but what you do to one side, you do to the other. So 10 minus 10 is 0. So I get 2n equals -2 minus 10 is a -12. And since 2 times n, we do the opposite, which is divide. And so n equals -6. Voila! That's beautiful there. But if you notice, what I did was subtracted both sides, then divide. I'm going to show you the quick way here. N plus 5 equals -2, because some of you might have seen this way. So this is multiply by 2, so if you divide both sides by 2, I get n plus 5 equals -2 divided by 2 is a -1. You could subtract 5 from both sides, and then voila, you still get -6. So it doesn't matter which way you do it, you're always going to get -6 there. So folks, on this assignment, it's very, very simple. Move the constant, move the coefficient, you will have your answer. If you need help, you can always plug in the answer to see if it works, and it should work every single time, okay? If you can do two-step equations, folks, guess what you're going to be able to do? You're going to be able to solve absolute value, and you're going to rock it on the CBA. So there's your 3 practice problems. Good luck on the rest, folks. Peace out.